remember this movie, right? The Elephant Man, a true story of a 19th century Englishman who was severely deformed. Well, now on the Science Channel, they have exhumed the Elephant Man's body, and they're making fascinating discoveries about it. Joining me now is Dr. Alex Vaccaro, who actually examined the cadaver of the Elephant Man. Of course, he's also a spine surgeon at Jefferson University Hospital. So good for you to come in and talk to us about this. What was it like looking at this body?
It was such a deformed skeleton. It was amazing that an individual like that could actually get around. And we used computer simulators to sort of recreate his muscles and his body shape. And it took a high-power computer, months to figure out how a man like that can get around. It was fascinating.
Now, I mean, I guess Joseph Merrick, he died, 130-some years ago. What did a 130-year-old cadaver look like? Not to be gruesome.
The surgeon who cared for him while he was alive actually did an autopsy on the body and preserved the body and donated the body to the London hospital, so it was well preserved. And then they just locked him away.
Isn't that
Michael Jackson tried to buy the body in the past.
I remember that.
Everyone stayed away from it, so it was well preserved, and we had 4 or 5 experts had an opportunity to really examine it. It was fascinating.
Now, I know that you're talking about examining a CAT scan and MRI were performed, and I think we have video of that, the 3D imaging that was created. What did you see in the imaging, the pictures?
The thing that stood out was
Here we go, we're looking at the pictures.
This is the computer. This was sent to Italy, where a supercomputer actually put the muscles on the bone and allowed it to work. And there was so many failures, and that's the way the individual walked. And you could see his legs are deformed, one arm is bigger than the other. He's got an enlarged head, he's got frontal bossing. He couldn't speak because he had these tumors in his mouth. Feet were deformed, so he looked like an elephant, unfortunately. And we were able to sort of look at it. What stood out was that his neck was fused like a solid piece of bone, except at one level, the first and second vertebrae. And he most likely subluxed or dislocated that vertebrae while he leaned back, and it cut off his spinal cord.
And so that's how he died?
Most likely he died that way.
Now, from what I understand, in the documentary, there's a man who suffers from elephant man disease. Why don't we see more people with afflictions like this?
There's only 120 cases alive. That gentleman in the documentary had 30 operations. So when you're 2, 3, 4, 5, and you start developing the stigmata of this disease, surgeons, like orthopedic surgeons, get involved and will sort of deal with that gentleman so they will not look that grotesque. This gentleman in the video was a phenomenal guy. I met him, talked to him. He's a great educator. And you can tell if you sort of sit back and close your eyes, he looked like someone who had that disease. But he looks, like us because he had so many surgeries.
This is fascinating. Dr. Vaccaro, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about this. Now, of course, if you want to see this, and I hope everyone does, Elephant Man Autopsy, it airs next Thursday, July the 28th at 10 p.m. on the Science Channel, so you're certainly going to want to catch that. Thanks a lot for coming in and talking to us today.